Hey, all, Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for New Louisiana, and we're back at it. We still do these records requests all over the state of Louisiana. One in particular that I want to tell you about is down in East Feliciana. So if you're wondering, would you do anything in our part of the state? Absolutely. Yes. East Feliciana is way over there on the eastern side, but let's have a look at what we requested and the shenanigans that have been going on ever since. So here it is. This is a request. We sent this back on April the 7th. So here we are a month later. We still have no records. Record pertaining to the subsequent sale of lands purchased by the East Feliciana Parish Economic Development District in or around 2008, more fully described as 7.4 acres in Section 45 T2S R2E. What this is we believe they purchased some property and then resold it. We have the purchase. We are not able to get the resale. So we've asked for, okay, you bought it for this much. How much did you sell it for? Is effectively the question. We then had to send another email April the 15th. The statutory deadline for receiving the request has lapsed, and we have not received a response. Please advise when the responsive records will be made available. Now, again, in 7 days, you're not required to provide the record. You're just supposed to let us know, hey, we received the request and we're working on it, and give us a time frame. That's the law. All right, so we finally get an email back from them on May the 7th, a month later. One of our board members picked up your certified letter at the post office and passed it on to me. While I am not the records custodian, a member of the current all-volunteer board, I will certainly find information that you're requesting. I will ask our current president if he has seen any info regarding the purchase or sale of property. So a month later, we had to send a certified letter. And this stuff costs a little bit of money and a lot of time to get this done. So when you say, well, what do you guys do over there? We're digging for these records. So we send another response to that email. I appreciate the response and explanation. If you would kindly identify the appropriate custodian of the record so I can ensure that any future requests are addressed to the responsible party. The response comes back. The custodian responsibilities have really fallen on the board as a whole. And if you're not familiar with public records law, that's not the way it goes. We responded again. Who is the head of the board? What is your custodian? That is your custodian, absent another designated representative. Even if you don't have a paid secretary, the board is still responsible to have a designated secretary, a person designated to prepare agendas, keep minutes, etc. Please identify that person as well. And of course, the response, it's back and forth and back. Finally, the board president responds, and this is a different fellow. He says, what in the world is going on here? Do I need to call an executive committee meeting to discuss this? So here's the thing. We've got thousands of these boards all over the state of Louisiana, and they deal in money, your money, taxpayer money. And so the first question I have is, okay, they bought property. Who did they sell it to? Did they sell it for a profit? Did they sell it at a loss? We've seen this where it happens in the past, where they'll buy something for $1 million and sell it for $10,000, right? So we just want to know. I mean, we're just looking. It's been over a month, and we still have no idea. In fact, they may have no idea what's going on their own board. So I was curious. And I think you're going to enjoy this. There's a thing, John Schroeder, our state treasurer, set up the Louisiana checkbook. John Fleming, now the current state treasurer, is keeping it up. And it's a great system for you to go check out. So it is simply checkbook.la.gov. So let me take you there. Let's go look. Here is Louisiana checkbook, my favorite place to go. And there's a bunch. You can look. I mean, just have fun in here digging around. But my favorite place to go is expenditures. I'm going to go to vendor payments. So now we're going to search for Feliciana and see what we get. Well, looky there. East Feliciana Parish Economic Development District has received $1.1 million in taxpayer funds. That's your money. And last year, the bulk of it came just last year. In fact, there's some of it this year. $100,000 just this year. In fact, if we sort this by date, that's a lot of money coming in. That's probably that $1 million is mostly this year. So these boards are getting money from the state budget to do things. We're not entirely sure what they're doing with the money. We do know they bought and sold some property. We're trying to figure out what's going on. So that's another thing that we're always looking at, is these little bitty government institutions not many people know exist are dealing in a tremendous amount of money. So if you'd like for us to continue this work, go to our website, become a member. Click join at the top. Help us to continue to do this research in all 64 parishes, because it's important. Once we find where all this money is going, sure enough, the solution to our state budget problems and all the woes we have, and we have to keep raising taxes to fund things, I'm showing you where the money's going. And as soon as everybody knows where the money's going, all of a sudden the solution presents itself. Well, maybe we should be sending $1 million to the East Feliciana Economic Development District that doesn't even know who their custodian is. Keep reading documents. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon with more.